Well, then, we know the no, right? So here you are, the corrupted, the infested Human Rights Council, the UN General Assembly, okay, all talking about what we're talking about. Yeah, you guessed it, 5G and the hidden agendas. The United Nations planned, not a betrayal, a planned cull of the global population, okay, where we've got corrupted baby butchering cults running this organization, how they got there over the years, okay. So it's obviously so infested with these globalist types. So quite an interesting document, basically lays out some of the issues in relation to 5G, because we all know it's totally not safe. But what is it really? What's the real purpose of it? Well, let's be honest. We've always known that microwave radiation induces DNA damage. That's well shown. The NTP study, Ramzini study, all showed cancer-causing effects from, um, you know, exposure, chronic exposure to electromagnetic radiation fields. We've seen it with overheads, leukemia, people sitting in electric cars. So you've got to remember, modulated frequencies just ain't safe. Okay. If you get to the conclusion on here, based on there's thousands of papers that substantiate this, and your governments totally ignore them. And they ignored them. And the World Health Organization, they only look at data that was produced prior to 2011, because once you get past that, there's far too many published peer-reviewed scientific documents that show that what they say is a lie and a fabricated nonsense, the same as the United Nations. So you've got the WHO, the UN, all infested organizations, as well as being driven by the World Economic Forum, and all the sock puppets at your government and local authorities, because the local authorities are perpetrating this on you. Electronic warfare, radar systems, well being known. You know, the defence industry have exclusion zones, and they have documents to protect soldiers and military personnel from radar type technologies. And the reason for that is because radar can be extremely dangerous, okay? Be extremely dangerous. And the reason why you need to be protected from it, radiation hazards, look, polarization, focused beams, fractal antennas, all of these things, all well documented from a battlefield perspective. Now, these higher frequencies, 77 gigahertz, etc., and others, not the only one, right, are able to detect heart rates, okay? So you've got a 77 gigs piece of hardware that can basically scan your body and check your modulated the frequency of your heart. Okay, now that's a problem, because if I can see it, I can do a lot of things with that information. So here we have a traffic management sensor, 77 gigahertz. So it's basically monitoring the the biometric sensing of people now seeing these all over London, etc. Okay, intermittently spaced, checking people's heart rates. Obviously 5G, all part of the climate change, the sustainability plan, and how it will help to reduce the world's population for their path to net zero, killing all biological life. Because electromagnetic radiation just isn't safe. We know that, they know that, and they're hiding the data. They're hiding information, basically deceiving you. I mean, all of these organizations know that the hardware they're deploying is dangerous. And the reason why you get the fake safety certification, the number of companies, the front companies that have got no substance to them. So if you're going to have a run at the companies like EE, there's loads of companies who front 4-3, Vodafone, and all these, while they're putting up these illegal masks, these dangerous masks. I mean, think about it. Your government have said, right, government agencies, Matt Hancock, they're not allowed to do an environmental impact analysis just in case they don't get their weapons in place. I've always said 5G was a weapon system. Its connectivity to smart cities, right, is instrumental in what they're planning going forward. So this is your 5G city, and it has nodes, so you've got access points all over. What's the real purpose? What is the real purpose? Because it's definitely got nothing to do with your mobile phone, I can tell you. Okay. 5G is for offensive action. Now, they say defense, obviously, and as you'll see, 5G plays an important role in the future digitalized battlefield, your 5G smart city. That's what it is. It's an AI operated system, so it takes away the let's say the hands-on, the human hands-on, because the humans aren't going to do it. It's going to be an AI attack. You'll see several drones here. It's always quite interesting to see the future. So this 5G visual simultaneous localization and mapping, this is all part of your transport infrastructure, but also for defense innovation, right, for defense innovation and drones. Okay, one of the main weapon systems, as we've seen them emerging in Ukraine now, are these drones. Okay, so you've got people on the battlefield now, virtual reality headsets, UAV. I mean, they're dangerous for your eyes, by the way. If you're daft enough to wear one, you should always use a screen, at least. Projecting optical radiation into your eyes pretty thick. So yeah, we'll have your drones, your 5th generation warfare, and obviously that's moved on significantly, where you've got a couple of £1,000 drone, and it can do, well, they're blowing up tanks. The 5G drone connection, they're all getting involved with these AI-able drones. So basically, what's called LAWs, Lethal Autonomous Weapons Platforms. So AI-operated systems for drones. Here you have a quadcopter type. Obviously, you can attach a number of different weapons. It can then pick you out using a transmitter. Unfortunately, if you've participated in the injectable, the tracking technology, the nanometamaterials, I had some clown ask me, how did they inject a chip? Well, the nanometamaterials, so, and then what they do, they clump together because they've got the highly magnetic, the lanthanides. They're a nanometamaterial, a ferritic material that then clumps together so that this thing can actually track you down and murder you. Now, you've seen the videos where these drones specifically target a person and then go in for the kill. Now, that will all be autonomous. It'll all become autonomous and AI driven. All right, there won't be a guy at the end of the drone as it plans to kill you. The unmanned aerial vehicles, so your drones all rely on the 5th generation network. Okay, not for your mobile phone. Like I said, 5G is a battlefield derived technology. It's for elucidate the battlefield, but also to drive lethal autonomous weapons platforms to their target. Drone warfare, it's, there's lots of information in relation to this. I'm not going to overplay it. What I'm going to say to you is, this is where we're heading. Your smart city is nothing more than access by an AI operating platform so they can attack you using these lethal autonomous weapons platforms. We've seen them all over. Your cities are going to be it's going to be horrific. Now, obviously, they've got a number of fixed radar weapons, which we've discovered, these phased array electronic assault weaponry. They've got a lot of fixed equipment, but that's not going to help if you're out in the countryside or a little bit further out. So they've got to be able to, because I was scratching my head how they're going to kill people outside of that cities and towns and villages where they have the fixed weapons, well, they're going to use drones, obviously. We've always got to remember the plans to kill 6 billion across the planet in the first attack. Now, they're not ready for it yet. We are getting ready for it yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell people, if you're not a Blade Runner today, you need to start seriously thinking about it if you want to try and protect your children. Because where they're going with this at the minute, we've got a massive distraction going on, you know, the sectarianism and all the other stuff going on, while all the while they are deploying this hardware. The UK government have just made available another 4 billion for this battlefield derived hardware, and we now know we've got them. We're getting a lot of Brigade 77 coverage in relation to the ceramic phased array heads. The reason for that is because we know that you use ceramics for electronic assault weapons. These are for the fixed weapons. The drones, however, this is another element to the attack. So smart devices, start cleaning your environment, start keeping an eye out whereabouts you are, and start looking out for what they've deployed, the fixed weapons, but also the 5G infrastructure that is going to enable this battle to commence using an AI operating an interdimensional AI demonic force to murder you, to harvest your energy, to do whatever they have to do to reduce your number. Anyway, God bless everybody. Share far and wide. We are in the 11th hour. I'm very, very confident that we are going to prevail, by the way. Don't be downtrodden by this. Just see it as a tool that you can use to go on the offensive. Okay, got lots of Blade Runners going on the offensive now. We've got nothing to fear but fear itself. God bless everybody. Share far and wide.